If you don't fight for your dream, I can promise you no one else will. If you give up the battle for your own life, don't expect someone else to show up with the sword. You see, life doesn't hand out success like candy. It's not free. It's not easy. And it's never guaranteed. But what it does offer is a chance, a sliver of opportunity, a moment where you decide, this is mine, and I will not leave without it. Now, you may have dreams, big ones, quiet ones you haven't told anyone, because you're not even sure you believe in them yourself. But let me tell you something. That dream you have, it's possible. It's real. But it will cost you. And here's the deal. If you're waiting for someone else to fund it, to build it, to push it forward for you, you'll be waiting a long, long time. Because dreams are personal. They belong to the one who dares to imagine them. And they only become reality for the one who's willing to fight for them. You can't hire someone to do your push-ups for you. You want the dream? You've got to go get it. You've got to protect it. You've got to feed it, grow it, shape it. It's not enough to wish. You've got to work. It's not enough to want. You've got to win. So here's my message for you today. Simple, direct, hard-hitting. Fight for your dream. Because if you don't, no one else will. You've got to have a dream, a goal, a vision, something to go after. Because without that, you're just drifting. You see, the very first step in fighting for your dream is knowing exactly what that dream is. Sounds simple, right? But you'd be surprised. Most people don't know. They say things like, I just want to be successful. Well, what does that mean? They say, I want to be rich. How rich? Doing what? By when? You can't fight for a dream you haven't taken the time to define. Clarity is power. Vague goals lead to vague results. It's like trying to win a race, but you don't know where the finish line is. You don't even know what track you're running on. So let me ask you today, and I hope you'll think about this long after the video is over. What do you want? What's your dream? What is it that gets you out of bed with fire in your belly? Is it freedom? Is it wealth? Is it a legacy? Is it to become more than what you were yesterday? Because when you know what you're fighting for, everything changes. Now don't just think it. Write it down. Put it on paper. Make it real. Don't just keep it in your head. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action becomes your reality. When you write it down, something special happens. You give it structure. You give it form. You give it a heartbeat. You're no longer just daydreaming. You're setting direction. Don't write, I want to be successful. Write, I want to earn $100,000 a year doing work I love by December 2025. Don't say, I want to get fit. Say, I want to lose 30 pounds, feel strong, and run a 10K by April. That's how you define your dream. That's how you bring it into focus. This part is important. Your dream has to be yours, not your parents', not society's, not Instagram's, yours. You don't have to be the best in the world. Just be the best version of you. And you know what that takes? It takes courage. Because chasing someone else's dream is easy, there's no responsibility. But chasing your own, that requires ownership. You'll have to take the hits, face the doubts, push through the hard days. But oh, how worth it is. Because when you're fighting for something that's yours, you don't quit so easily. You don't fold under pressure. You don't lose your fire when things get tough. Now that you've defined it, here's the next truth. Once you declare your dream, the fight begins. Not against people, but against laziness, against procrastination, against fear, against the voice that whispers, you can't, but you can, and you must, because the alternative is regret. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. So today, I urge you, before you go chasing success, before you go building, grinding, hustling, Pause. Sit with your dream. Define it. Shape it. Write it down. Own it. Because if you don't know what you're fighting for, you'll never win the fight. And in the next part, we're going to talk about hunger, the fuel that drives the fighter, the fire behind the dream. You've got to want it bad, not kind of, not maybe. You've got to want it more than you want the excuse. Let's keep going. The dream is just getting started. If you want something bad enough, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. That's hunger. That's what separates those who dream from those who do, from those who fight, from those who win. You see, after you've defined your dream, after you've written it down, shaped it, and taken ownership of it, the next step is critical. You must feed the fire, because without hunger, your dream has no energy, no force, no reason to keep going when everything around you says stop. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. But hunger is what makes you unstoppable. Let's talk about it. What is hunger? Hunger is that restless drive. It's the burning desire to grow, to change, to succeed, no matter the cost. It's the voice that says, I'm tired of being average. I'm tired of making excuses. I'm ready for more. Not someday. Not when it's convenient. Now, hunger doesn't wait. Hunger doesn't apologize. Hunger doesn't need permission. When the why gets stronger, the how gets easier. Hunger is what turns a dream into a mission, and a mission into reality. Where does hunger come from? That's a good question, because some people say, I just don't feel it. Well, you don't wait for hunger. You don't sit around hoping it shows up one morning with your coffee and toast. You build it. You develop it, like a muscle. And it starts with one word: decision. Everything begins with a decision. Decide you've had enough. Decide things will change. You decide that mediocrity isn't good enough anymore. You decide that excuses are no longer welcome. You decide that your future is worth fighting for. From that moment, hunger begins to grow. Let me tell you something. Comfort is the enemy of hunger. Comfort whispers, you're fine where you are. You don't need to push today. Why suffer? You've done enough. But if you listen to comfort long enough, you'll start to shrink. Your dreams will fade. Your fire will flicker. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Hunger grows in discomfort. It grows in challenge. It grows when you choose the hard path and walk it anyway. So if you want to stay hungry, you've got to get used to being uncomfortable. Want to grow your fire? Then stop hanging around people who've put theirs out. If you're always around people who make excuses, who gossip, who laugh at ambition, guess what? You'll do the same. But if you surround yourself with hungry people, people who wake up early, people who read, grow, build, push, hustle, it'll rub off on you. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Want more? Get around people who want more. That's how you protect your hunger. That's how you feed it. One more thing. Hunger often comes from pain, from frustration, from being overlooked, from hitting rock bottom and saying, never again. Now, you can let pain defeat you, or you can let it drive you. Take the pain and turn it into passion. Take the setback and turn it into strength. Disgust and decision are the first steps to transformation. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when hunger wakes up. Here's where most people fall off. They get inspired for a day. Then life hits and the fire goes out. So how do you stay hungry? You build habits that keep the flame alive. Read every day. Set clear goals. Review your vision. Watch something motivational. Track your progress. Celebrate small wins. Hunger isn't a feeling. It's a discipline. You must feed it daily, or it fades quietly into the background of your life. Look, it's not the smartest that win. It's not the most talented. It's the hungriest, the ones who wake up early, the ones who show up when no one else does, the ones who go the extra mile again and again, even when no one's watching. Because hunger, that's the fuel that never lets you quit. When you want something bad enough, you'll fight through the nights, the pain, the doubts, because you know what's waiting on the other side. So if you've got the dream and you've got the hunger, you're already halfway there. In the next part, we'll talk about how to protect your dream, because the world won't always cheer for you. In fact, it'll often try to talk you out of it. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Let's keep going. You've come too far to stop now. Stand guard at the door of your mind, because not everyone will applaud your dream. Some will doubt it, some will fear it, and some will try to tear it down. You've defined your dream. You've built the hunger. You've lit the fire. But now comes the battle to protect it. Because dreams are fragile at first. They're like seeds in a storm. They need shelter. They need care. And above all, they need protection from the forces that try to steal them. Let's talk about it. Doubt is tricky. It doesn't shout. It whispers. It waits until you're tired, until something doesn't go as planned. And then it says, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you're not good enough. What if you fail? Sound familiar? The walls we build around ourselves to keep out failure often become the same walls that keep out success. You've got to shut that voice down. How? You feed your belief more than your doubt. You surround yourself with truth, not noise. You remind yourself daily why you started. If you let doubt rent space in your mind, it will soon try to own it. So what do? You evict it. Sometimes the greatest critic is you. Your dream is listening. It hears everything you say. So when you say things like, I can't, I'm not smart enough, I always mess things up, your dream loses strength. But when you say, I've got this, I will figure it out, I'm not stopping until I win, that's when your dream grows muscle. Affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion, but belief with discipline, that's power. Watch your words. You are always speaking either faith or fear. Fear is not the enemy, it's part of the journey. But if you let it drive, it'll take you straight to regret. Fear says, what if it doesn't work? But wisdom says, what if it does? The worst thing in life is not failing. It's getting to the end and realizing you never tried. You see, fear only wins if it gets you to stop. But if you push anyway, if you keep walking, fear eventually loses its voice. So when fear shows up, don't run. Stand. Face it. Speak back. Say, I'm doing this anyway. That's how champions are born. Let me tell you something about critics. They don't attack what's weak. They attack what's rising. If you weren't going somewhere, they wouldn't be talking. Critics love the sidelines. They love to comment, to judge, to mock. But they're not building. They're not sweating. They're not sacrificing. You are. Don't take advice from someone you wouldn't trade places with. Not everyone will see your vision. Not everyone will understand. That's okay. Your dream wasn't a conference call. It was a personal assignment. Let them talk. You keep working. How do you protect your dream day after day? Discipline, routine, focus, structure. Discipline is what keeps your dream safe when motivation goes missing. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Every time you say no to distraction, every time you get up early, every time you choose growth over comfort, you're building a wall that keeps doubt, fear, and critics outside and your dream alive inside. You've got to speak life into your dream every day. You've got to remind yourself what it means, why it matters, who it's for, because the world will try to bury it under noise, negativity, and realism. But you're the keeper of that fire. Feed it, protect it, speak to it. Say things like, this matters. This will change lives. This is worth every sacrifice. You're not just protecting a dream. You're protecting your future. At some point, you'll be tired. The road will feel long. The applause may go quiet. That's when you need mental toughness. A decision to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep believing, even when it's dark. It's not the blowing of the wind that determines your destination. It's the set of your sail. Set your sail. Fix your mindset. Your direction is stronger than the storm. Would you leave your bank account open overnight? Of course not. Then why leave your mind, your goals, your dream open to anything that walks by? Protect it. It's worth more than gold. Every time you say no to fear, every time you ignore the critic, every time you keep believing, you're fighting for your dream. Fight for your dream because nobody else will. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. That one quote changed the direction of my life. You see, it's one thing to have a dream. It's another to protect that dream. But what turns a dream into reality is a plan, a battle plan. Because make no mistake, chasing your dream is a battle. And every battle needs strategy. Every dream needs discipline. And yes, very victory demands sacrifice. Let's break this down slowly, thoughtfully. Discipline is the daily price you pay for the life you want. Not once, not twice, but every single day. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Wake up earlier. Work a little longer. Say no when distractions come knocking. Discipline says, I don't feel like it, but I'll do it anyway. Discipline says, I'm tired, but I'm not done. Here's what I know. Discipline doesn't get easier. You get stronger. The best time to start? Yesterday. The second best time? Today. Don't wait for the mood to be right. Let discipline drive the day. A dream without a plan is just a wish. And wishes don't pay the bills. You've got to ask yourself, what are the steps? What are the deadlines? What's the next small win? Don't be vague. Clarity is power. Don't just read the easy stuff. You may be entertained by it, but you'll never grow from it. Stretch yourself. Study. Learn from those who've been there. If you want to get somewhere, follow someone who knows the map. Success is not luck. It's direction, fueled by consistent action. Want to master your life? Master your day. Each morning ask, what must be done today? What moves the needle? What brings me one step closer? Write it down. Review it. Attack it. Don't get lost in what's urgent. Focus on what's important. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Take control. Plan the day. Protect the time. Punch the clock and work the plan. Now listen carefully. You don't get to have it all. You've got to trade something for something greater. You trade comfort for growth, leisure for legacy, pleasing everyone for pursuing your path. For things to change, you have to change. What are you willing to let go of? Late nights? Empty friendships? Cheap entertainment? You can't climb carrying everything. Success is uphill. That means you have to pack light. Don't fear sacrifice. It's the currency of the extraordinary. There will be hard days. Days when nothing seems to move. Days when it feels like quitting is easier. That's when you remember, you're not doing this for comfort. You're doing this for your calling. You don't need perfect days. You need purpose. You need a mission. Let that mission burn in your chest. When the promise is clear, the price is easy. If the dream is big enough, the work won't scare you. Discipline can feel like drudgery. Strategy can feel slow. And sacrifice can feel like loss. That's why you track the progress. You look back and say, last month I was afraid. Now I speak with courage. I used to waste time. Now I manage it like gold. I once doubted. Now I believe. The small wins build the big picture. Celebrate them. Success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. And you, my friend, you're becoming someone powerful. The dream is yours, but the battle is real. You don't win it in a day. You win it day after day, through choices, through habits, through repeated commitment. Design your life like a general preparing for war. Study the field. Understand your strengths. Execute the mission. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. And then get better. One disciplined morning at a time. One strategic decision at a time. One powerful sacrifice at a time. That's how battles are won. That's how dreams are built. The major key to your better future is you. Now let me tell you something simple, but not easy. The dream only belongs to those who stay in the fight. Those who stay after the excitement is gone. After the crowd leaves. After the applause stops. Victory doesn't go to the one who starts strong. Victory belongs to the one who doesn't quit. Now I know there are moments when everything in you says, it's too much. This is taking too long. I'm not seeing the results. And that's when people quit. Not because they didn't dream. Not because they weren't talented, but because they couldn't last. How long should you try? Until. That's how long. Until you learn the skill. Until the habit sticks. Until you become the person worthy of the dream. Because here's the truth. The dream is not just something you get. It's something you grow into. You earn it. With pain. With perseverance. With patience. You see, the real prize isn't the house. Not the title. Not even the money. The real prize is you. Who you had to become. What you had to overcome. How you had to stretch. Success is something you attract by the person you become. You became more disciplined, more thoughtful, more capable. That's the true success. You became someone who could no longer be ignored. Someone who could be counted on. Someone who stayed when others walked away. Victory isn't found on the outside. Victory starts inside. You want to win? Get comfortable with failure. Because the winners you admire, they failed more times than most people tried. But here's the difference. They didn't call it failure. They called it feedback. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. You fail. You learn. You adjust. You move again. That's the game. That's the process. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Success doesn't usually happen fast, but it does happen for those who wait with work, those who stick around when the results are invisible. Because time will wear down the competition. Time will expose the fakes. Time will reward the persistent. Time will either promote you or expose you. So keep going. Because the person who lasts the longest often wins the biggest. You know what the dream does? It exposes your weaknesses. It reveals your laziness. It brings up your fears. And that's a good thing. Because once it's exposed, you can change it. You can improve it. You can rise above it. If you will change, everything will change for you. So don't run from the struggle. Let it shape you. Let the fire refine the gold in you. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Most people think victory is a finish line, a one-time moment, but it's not. Victory is a Cezena rhythm of living at your best. It's showing up day after day without applause. It's doing the right thing when no one is watching. It's refusing to settle even when you could. That's real success. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. And victory is found in those habits. Habits of focus. Habits of courage. Habits of persistence. Listen to me now. You didn't come this far to quit. You didn't sacrifice this much to stop short. You stayed in the fight. You did the inner work. You faced your fear. You built your discipline. You didn't give up. And now, victory is looking for you. The people who laughed, they'll clap. The ones who doubted, they'll wonder how you did it. But you'll know the truth. You earned it. Not with luck, but with grit. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And you crossed that bridge. You kept